Alright folks, welcome back. This is Balatro every day, and today I'm missing a Joker slot. If you want to help me look, you can get the seed from the video description, and when you're ready, let's go gold stake painted deck. Alright, first boss is hearts. In the first round, 9s and 6s as a full house. Looks good to me. Okay, first shop, popcorn or rental Grimbo. This is one I keep saying, if you are playing on the yellow deck, you can afford the rental, no problem. On the blue deck, probably still okay, where you use your extra hands as money to pay for the rental fee. If we start with investment tag, also fine. On the painted deck without investment tag, probably the rental is too expensive. Something that we will do is take a rental, let's say half Joker, rental maybe Mystic Summit or something like that, something that gives us generic mult that helps us survive a couple rounds, with the plan that I'm going to sell that rental immediately as soon as I find something else. If I take rental Grimbo, I am committing to keeping it for a long time. I'm committing to playing extra hands in order to grow Grimbo, so probably we don't do that as a rental. Buffoon pack instead. Either way, we open the buffoon pack first, and then that gives me information whether or not I want to buy these. Rental Supernova is not that much different. So Grimbo doesn't say that you can't use discards, but it discourages you from using discards. One advantage of Supernova, you get to discard for your value generators. Let's say gold cards, gold seals, purple seals, blue seals. The restriction of Supernova is you only get to play one type of hand, which is usually the kind of thing that we want to do anyway. We want to play mostly pairs. But on the painted deck with the extra hand size, sometimes you end up playing two pair or straights or a mix of both. Sometimes Grimbo makes it a little bit more flexible. Polychrome I think of as being kind of like having extra hands. So 50% more points is 50% more hands. 4 pairs scores about the same as 6 pairs would. All of that together, I think it's still maybe not worth the rental fee. We can take a reroll instead, with the idea being this is generating me at least $5 of value every round, and we will find something eventually. We will find something comparable or better. So we take the reroll here, and no Grimbo. Gelato would have been nice. Alright, in the next round, I have spades. I can discard the clubs. Maybe discard the king and go for the straight. Jack through 9. How about a queen high straight? Followed up with a flush. How about spades as a flush? Makes sense. Alright, could be Hermie. If we didn't have the free reroll, we would not have seen Hermie. Let's go one more. So usually the thing that we want to do with Hermie is we want to hold on to it as long as we can. We want to not spend as long as we can. Against the boss here, because we are playing on the painted deck, it's not as easy as the checker deck. It's not as easy as the plasma deck in the early game. But it is easier than, let's say, the yellow deck. Or green deck. So with the extra hand size, I think we're fine against the boss. Maybe round 4, small blind of ante 2, maybe not fine, but at least one more round we could do. So you could go buy one of these and hold on to Hermie, but then probably you end up holding on to Hermie for 3 more rounds. I don't want to hold on to it that long. Don't need the blue Joker here. We could also use Hermie right away. Maybe use Hermie by Fortune Teller, becomes a +1. I think is unnecessary. So let's go next. There is some greed here going into the boss with no Jokers, but like I said, we're playing on the painted deck, so it should be okay. Hearts we can discard. Let's start there. If I discard the hearts, maybe I also discard spades, keeping the clubs. Jack through 8 for a straight. If we do get the straight, the debuffed 8 means it'll be less than 300 points. I think I discard the 8. I think I go for the clubs flush. We have pretty high clubs. I can discard a king here. Maybe. Either the king or the 10. Let's discard the king. Okay, so ace high flush. We get rewarded for discarding the hearts. This is suspiciously many diamonds. Right? Alright. Also, we drew all of our hearts. Alright, but now the boss gives us a big cash out, so that's $8. Now we can probably use Hermie. Probably we don't wait one more. Boss has decreased level, so maybe we don't do the planet cards here. I kind of want to buy this Mercury card, though. I don't have to use it right away, but I can buy it. I probably want the Buffoon pack, so we could go Buffoon pack holding on to Hermie. I think I use Hermie here. So, Hermie, yes. We can take an Arcana pack in case there's a Fool or another Hermie. Could be another Hermie. Instead of a gold card, let's just take $20 now. Hold on to Mercury. Let's not use it right away. Before we go Buffoon pack, we can re-roll. 2 rentals, I'm not interested. Let's go Buffoon pack. Supernova, not as polychrome, but it's also not a rental. I think is good enough. And then Popcorn, 20 molt is pretty strong. So let's go next. Alright, because we have Popcorn, I don't want to play a pair of aces. I could discard the high pair and play a pair of 2s instead. Already that's 300 points. So let's play the pair of 3s, throwing away the high cards. Then the pair of 4s. This probably wins, right? That's 300 points already. Okay, 450 already. Popcorn goes down, Supernova goes up. Okay. Could be Uranus, could be Saturn on the painted deck. 2 pairs, pretty good. Maybe we're supposed to be playing 2 pair instead because you get more chips. Though, of course, the advantage of playing pairs, you get to hold more cards in hand more easily. So maybe steel cards, gold cards, blue seals, of course. I want this Arcana pack. Alright, let's go one more. Could be a Priestess. We could hold on to a Priestess. Let's go Arcana. So I could get a Death card, which is not super important for us to do, but I'm going to do it anyway. I can turn a 2 into a Queen. Get another Queen in case we get Shoot the Moon. Is a common Joker. Priestess seems okay. We can save our money and go next. Alright, so Popcorn went down. We need 1,500 points. So the pair of 2s is probably weak. Probably. So 300 points is not what we want. Or how much is a pair of 3s? That's 360. I can play a pair of 10s. Pair of 10s is like twice as much. Maybe. Alright, and then a pair of 5s wins, or a pair of 7s, or it doesn't matter. Alright, once again, Popcorn down, Supernova up. 41 bucks. Don't need Abstract Joker. We get punished for not picking up Uranus. That's okay. Abstract Joker to replace the Popcorn, maybe. Could go Standard Pack. Or a Gold Jack. Because it's a face card, instead of taking the bonus 7. Let's go next. Alright, so now that we have Abstract Joker, my pair of 3s is stronger. Let's throw away Queen, 9, 8. Go low pairs again. So that's 500 for a pair of 3s. I could play the pair of 7s. I could dig for a pair of 2s. Or 5s. How about a pair of 5s? Throwing away a 2. Pair of fives is 700. So if I play a pair of sixes, it probably wins. Popcorn is perishable. We could sell the popcorn. So maybe play the jacks here, selling the popcorn. Yes. Now we can play a pair of kings. Okay. So I could use the planet cards right away. I could maybe, if there's a fool, do a death card. I think I just use the planet cards right away. So Mercury and then Priestess gives me another Mercury. Go next. Alright, Uranus. There's a Spectral Pack. Maybe I want a runner as a source of chips. Maybe. Maybe not necessary. Maybe my pairs are strong enough I don't need a runner. Maybe I have enough chips already. Maybe. So let's go clearance sale first. And then take a Spectral Pack here. Sure. Could be a gold seal. Could be a gold seal queen. Alright, we already have 11 molt on the supernova. Could be celestial pack, could be reroll first. I'm gonna go celestial pack now. So we get Mercury. Okay. Because if there's Uranus in the shop, then we won't see Uranus again inside the celestial pack. Let's go one more. Satellite is technically profitable, I guess. Could be use the plutonium and then satellite pays for itself. Sure. Once again punished for not picking up Uranus. Let's go next. Alright, now we don't need a buffoon pack. We don't need an investment tag. We can dig for our better pairs. So I could play a pair of jacks. That's too much. Alright. I could play a pair of queens. That's it. And we get $2. Alright. I could pick up Uranus for the satellite. I want inside the Arcana pack. So maybe pick up, well, I guess I should go buffoon pack first in case we end up replacing the satellite. Sure. Yeah. Could be hallucination as a replacement for the satellite. Could be Michelle as a replacement for Abstract Joker. I think I want hallucination as a value generator. Let's do that. Alright, before we go Arcana, we can re-roll. Could have had the pants, could have had the Clever Joker plus the pants. That would have been nice. Before we go Arcana, we could go one more. I don't need Scary Face. Arcana gives me... We got Priestess, we got a Hungman. I probably just remove 2 4s here. Priestess is not useful to me. Hang the 4s and then go next. No splash, I think. Alright, I can play a pair of queens and then dig for my jacks. That's it. Oh, that doesn't win right away. But let's try to get the jacks, and then I might play some low pairs. I can play a pair of 3s. This doesn't win. And then the pair of jacks does. I could play a pair of 5s. Doesn't matter. Alright, 2,000 points for a pair. Now, could be Northern Lion. Northern Lion is good with hallucination, but maybe the free reroll is slightly better. It is very close between those. Let's make room for hallucination. Open the buffoon packs. Could be a magician. I don't need a troubadour. Could be a red card. Seems pretty good. So if I've got one Molt Joker, if I get another Molt Joker, that's a ×2. Maybe I still need Abstract Joker, I think. So we drop the hallucination here. Bummer. At least we got a magician out of it. So I could make my gold seals into lucky cards. I could take the devil here. No Northern Lion? Maybe. Maybe no Northern Lion? Go one more. I could go one more. Let's go next. Alright, so what am I looking for? I'm looking for my gold seals. So on the low end, we just discard them. There's a gold seal jack. I could do 2 lucky jacks. I can discard first in case we get the gold seal queen, which we didn't, and that's okay. So lucky jacks is fine, and then gold seal, could be a gold seal king, could be gold seal queen. Maybe gold seal queen of spades. Play the jacks first or play the jacks last? Maybe play the jacks last so we get more supernova value. Okay, I guess this is the only pair that I have. I could look at the deck, but probably doesn't matter. Okay, we did get the +20. I can play a pair of 10s, and that's it. Alright, so hovering around 2,000 per hand. The next round is going to be 9,000 points. I get the devil. Could be a Sly Joker is kind of like a ×2. Maybe. Let's go Celestial Packs for. Do I want this Sly Joker? I guess whether or not I take the Sly Joker depends on what's in the Celestial Packs. So what's in here? No Mercury. Go one more. Also no Mercury. Okay, does that mean I am more likely to take the Sly Joker? Sly Joker replacing the reroll here? Or does the Sly Joker replace Abstract Joker? I could see that being the case. So Abstract Joker, maybe I don't need if I already have +19 on the Supernova. Don't need Misprint, don't need the Hiker. We can take the boss reroll later. We can go one more. Could be Banner instead of Sly Joker is about the same. Could be Parking instead of the free reroll. Can we get more than $6 worth of value from Parking? Probably. Maybe. Let's try it. Go one more. Alright, so we got all these face cards in hand. We could discard. I could play a pair of 4s. Sure. And then that's 35. Okay, so should be able to win with pairs, no problem. Could be play the gold seal. Next pair wins. I can play a pair of jacks. I could play the 3s. I could make a gold jack, play the 3s. Make a gold king. Let's go gold jack, play the 3s. Alright, so we're up to about 3,500 for the pairs, so we should be clear for the next round. No worries. Could be Faceless Joker instead of Sly Joker. Could be an upgrade. Could be rebate here on jacks. Yeah, maybe. Do I want this Parking? Ooh, parking or rebate? Probably rebate. Probably, yeah. So, Fly Joker out, parking out. Let's go Faceless plus rebate. Let's go one more. 2 planet cards in the shop. So if we look inside the Celestial Pack, we won't see Venus again. Could be a Mercury card. I think I want the chips rather than skipping for the red card. I want the chips. This one we can skip. $6, we could go one more probably. Don't need the Bonkler, don't need the ticket. Let's go next. Rebate on jacks. So I can discard kings and jacks here. I can play a pair of 5s. Maybe? So we're up to 5,000 per pair. So we beat the boss with pairs. We could play a pair of 8s here. Throwing away at 10. I might be able to get away with playing high card. I want to discard the jack for the rebate. Can we play high card ace without winning? I think the answer is yes. And then the pair of 9s wins. So we discard the jack, we play the pair of 9s. There you go. Playing the pair of queens is the same as holding the pair of queens. That's it. Faceless Joker paid for itself, both as a foil and then also we got $10 out of it. Rebate on queens. All right, we got $77. So boss reroll is fine. Buffoon pack is fine. Paradolia is good with Faceless Joker, but maybe unnecessary. We had no problem doing the pairs there, or no problem doing the Faceless Joker there. I could go Spectral Pack, maybe reroll first for tarot cards. Could be To the Moon, no. Could be Juggler, no. Golden Ticket, no. We could light them up though. Alright, we lose a gold card, that's probably okay. $8, we could go one more. I don't think I need Saki Busky. I don't want to spend $9 on a reroll, so let's save our money for the next ante. And then this boss is fine. Okay, so rebate on queens. I can start with a pair of 7s. Okay, I can play a pair of 10s. So if that's 6,000, then maybe the pair of 4s wins. I want to discard queens. I want to play the pair of jacks. I want to discard a king here. I could play high card. So if I play high card, I know the pair of jacks wins because we got 6,000 on the last one. So let's do that. Play high card. I can discard these jacks and then play the gold one. Play the lucky one. Yes, actually calculated. Alright, so rebate on 9s now. Death card. So we want one of those. We could take a blank. I don't need Habsies anymore. Could be a standard pack. This boss, face down cards. I don't need the Red Seal foil, though it is a source of chips. Maybe you want to take it as a source of chips. I think we don't need it. I guess I could turn it into a steel card later. I could turn it into a gold card later. We have enough money that we can probably get enough tarot cards to do something interesting with a Red Seal. Sure. Alright. Let's... Since I have a death card, do we want to reroll? Go one more. Don't need a free reroll. Don't need this plutonium. What's in here? Alright, so there's a priestess, there's a chariot. I could make a steel card. Don't want to use death to copy. I could make a glass card. I think I go steel here, and then I can use death to copy it. Maybe. I could also use death to copy my lucky jack. Then I skip because of the red card. Let's go one more. I don't need a showman. All right. So now we should be stronger, right? So rebate on 9s. I can play the 7s first. Okay. That wins. I can play. If I play the 2s here, it's going to be less. I need to get my face cards next. So 2s, not as many chips, but that should be enough. I can discard the 9s now. I could discard 2 9s plus the face cards. We lose out on the gold seal, but I think that's fine. Okay. I can play a pair of aces. Alright, rebate the 9s, and I can throw away these face cards. If I do that, then I might not get a pair, which is a little bit spooky. So maybe we keep the queens, maybe we drop the queens. Let's do that. Should have kept the queens. Oh well, I can play a pair of 4s, and then that wins. Alright, so my pair is now 7,000. In the next round, we do need a little bit more, but we got plenty of money. So, could be a Mercury card. The last thing we did was death. So, I'm not going to use the Mercury card right away. Maybe we go Arcana first in case there's a Fool. Maybe we reroll first. Hold on to a Mars card. So there's a Cartomancer. Could be Cartomancer instead of rebate. Probably not. So one more. $7, $8. I do need more points, so I'm gonna reroll anyway, so might as well reroll. Alright, there's Andrew. Let's go Arcana. Looking for a death card. We do get, or sorry, a Fool. Did not get a Fool. So could be Hermie here for 20, could be death to copy the gold seal. Probably Hermie is better, so we could try to reroll for jokers. I could do Mercury plus Hermie here instead of copying the gold seal. Just take Hermie. Now go one more. So there's a duo. Duo instead of Faceless Joker. I think that works. I think that just works straight up. Could be Celestial Pack or a skip. Take a duo. Go next. All right. Rebate on 10s. So now I can rebate this 10. There's no pairs in this hand. I can play a pair of aces. Pair of aces is 12,000. Okay, so we win with 3 of those, which means I can throw away 1. I can play a pair of 9s. Okay. We would have won without the duo with just the Sly Joker would have been fine. Could be a 10 we could discard. Could be play the kings first, finish with the jacks, I think. So do one of those, doesn't win. And then the jacks win. Pair the jacks. 13,000. 13,000 means we can beat the boss, no problem. Rebate on 6s. All right, there's a death card. There's a chariot. Let's go standard packs. I could take a steel queen, is maybe not very good. So we won't do that. Standard pack could be a blue seal ace. Probably we should do that. I can turn it into a Zoolander because we have a chariot and a death card. In that case, because we have the tarot cards upstairs, maybe we don't re-roll. Maybe we save our money and just go next. Rebate on sixes. Okay, so let's start with a pair of aces. That's 14. I can play the pair of tens. This is a guaranteed pair. If I sort by suit, it's clubs. So this has to be a jack of clubs, which means this is going to be my finisher hand. I can play the pair of tens here. Rebate on sixes. Okay. If I play another pair doesn't win, maybe. Maybe with the gold seal it does. So, or sorry, yeah, maybe with the lucky card, maybe with the seal card it does. So let's discard. I have 1 6 that I can discard. I have enough jacks where I can play a pair that's not lucky, for sure. This is, if I sort by suit, this is hearts, so could be, has to be a king of hearts. In the deck we've got, okay, so I can play the king of hearts. I don't need this jack. The face down one could be gold. This pair doesn't win. And then I can discard the 6. Alright. I could make a red steel card, is kind of exciting, but I think I want to do the Zoolander. Is that true? Yeah. Alright, this 3 becomes an ace. Maybe if it's a 3, I'm supposed to keep my 3s. Maybe I remove a 6 instead. Play the jacks here. Alright, then we got plenty of points. Oh, we did have the gold card face down. Alright, we just used a death card, so I'm not going to use Mercury right away. But I will be right back. I gotta let Fable out. Alright, we're back. So, 2 Arcana packs. We can pick up Honu here. I want to open the Arcana packs first in case I find a Fool. Is that correct? Strength, I can turn my kings into aces. Boss says my clubs are debuffed. So let's go Arcana first. There is a Fool for a death card. We get rewarded. Alright, now we can use Mercury. Now that's fine. Now we can go pick up a strength card. Go Arcana again. There's the ace. So do I want to use strength right away? I could turn my jacks into queens since I got the gold seal queens. Maybe that makes it easier for me to get those kind of pairs. I could save my strength. Let's use the strength on the jacks now. Ace, I have rebate on jacks. Oh, rebate on jacks. Bummer. Could be 2 into an ace. Could be you get rid of the diamonds, maybe. Maybe get rid of the diamonds. Emperor gives me Empress and a wheel. So could be I make some Molt cards, probably doesn't matter. Spin the wheel. Alright, that's it. Alright, so we're totally fine. In the next round, boss says clubs are debuffed. Let's go one more. And go one more. Sun doesn't matter. Hack doesn't matter. Temperance is $8. Alright, go next. So I could play a pair of aces. What happens if I do it this way? So that's 10,000. Okay, so that's fine. Here are some jacks that I can discard. Play the pair of threes. That's 10,000. I can pair the nines. I can finish with the queens. Okay. And then discard a jack. I can play the gold seal. There we go. With a plus 20 there, that's 40,000. All right. What was the last thing that we did? Last thing we did was temperance, so Mercury's fine here. Now rebate on twos. Celestial pack. We take a Mercury card. All right, Arcana. Where are we at with Supernova? Supernova 44, red card 24. We can go one more. Maybe go Abstract Joker. No, it could be a hologram instead of this rebate. Is probably the correct thing to do. And then that's it. So, all right. I'll open the Arcana pack. Could be Judgment, could be skip for the red card. Take a hologram. That's it. Go next. Pair the threes. That's 26. Pair of kings. That's 30. Pair of eights. And then discard. So probably gold seal queens. Gold seal queens. Cool. And then we should have enough for the boss. And then the last card we did was Mercury, so we go ahead and use these. There's Mercury again. Nice. Standard pack for the hologram. I can take a foil 10, I guess. Go one more. There's a fool. I don't have as much money anymore because we don't have the rebate, so I'm not going to reroll as deep. Or maybe we take Hermie. Could be... The money doesn't matter as much because we can't get any more jokers, so we don't need to reroll for jokers. Which means the fool doesn't need to be a hermit. The fool could be a death card instead, but maybe with the blue seals, probably I need room. So I guess we just go Mercury here, or sorry, we just go Hermie here, go one more. That's it. Alright, against this boss, we can start with a pair of queens. Molt card plus steel cards could be a lot. Also, we have the hologram now. So, why don't we do a pair of sevens like that? It looks like the next pair wins. So... maybe I play high card here. And then we can dig. So probably I'm playing the gold seal queens now instead of this jack. Play the gold seal queens. $60,000. All right. Mercury, and then 2 celestial packs plus a telescope. Boss says face down after played. All right. Mercury. Mercury again. That's it. Don't need a runner. Could be a death card. Okay, so probably we just make more Zoolanders. Let's play a pair of 2s. Maybe. So no steel cards, that's 30,000. I can play the aces, throwing away the 3. It'd be nice if I could get another jack, but I only have 3 jacks in the whole deck. I think now we win. So I can play the jack as a high card and then discard. I could use death on the jack. Alright, so try to get the queens with the... I don't need this many steel cards. I could throw 1 away. This 4 or this 9? I'm low on 4s, right? I'm low on 6s. So turn a 6 into an ace. We're not going to do blackboard, so the color doesn't matter. We just play the queens here. That's it. Cool. And we did use a death card, right? So standard pack for the hologram. Could be another steel card. Makes sense. Take the celestial pack here. No room for jokers. Go one more. Neptune, no. Earth, no. Mercury, sure. Go next. All right. Then start with the queens. Then I could play high card jack because we don't need all the pairs. I can play a pair of kings. And the next pair wins. So pair of queens wins. Crystal ball would have been nice. There's a pair of queens. And the boss says face down after played. Alright. So, no room for brainstorm. 2 Arcana packs. Go one more. No room for Arrowhead or Chad. We just go Arcana. I could make a glass card. With all the steel cards, the glass card is looking a little bit more exciting. Maybe we go... Could be a glass ace. Could be a glass 3 to go with my red seal 3. Let's try a glass 3. Alright, Temperance gives me $9. Could be an Emperor here. I think I want an Emperor to try to get Justice or Chariot or Death. Could be Hermie. Could be a Strength. Go next. So now with the Strength card, well, let's do this first. Let's play a pair of 2s. Okay, let's play a pair of 7s. Just for the supernova value, which probably we don't need the supernova value. If I do another one of those, let's say a pair of 9s, I think doesn't immediately win. Alright, and then we can discard. So, face down cards, I think I do discard them. Maybe? So, these aces, for sure we can discard them. These face down cards could be queens. Sure. That's okay. I want to turn a jack into a queen. I can turn a king into an ace. And then Hermie. And then play the pair of queens. That's it. All right. Supernova's on 61. I just used Hermie, so maybe we won't use Mercury right away. 2 standard packs for my hologram. This boss says random Joker disabled. All right, we should be able to outscale that. Standard pack here, could take another blue seal, could take another queen, I guess. We got a nice amount of money, we can reroll. No room for photograph, no room for the bull. Could be a runner. All right, that's it. So, could be tens as a pair. I'm questioning whether or not this is too much. So already that's 100,000, which means let's play 2 pair, throwing away a 3. Okay, let's play 2 pair, throwing away a 4. And then we can dig. Alright, so I don't need this 4, I don't need this ace. I could keep the aces just in case I end up playing a pair of aces. I could play this pair of queens and then we're fine. That's it. Alright, Mercury up to 27. Standard pack for the hologram is a fancy 10. Okay. So before we go Arcana, let's do a little re-rolling. There's Hermie. Go one more. Mars? No. Uranus? Probably we're going to spend down completely here, so we'll go one more. $8 for the next shop. Death card here probably doesn't matter, so we could skip. Red card is 27. Yeah, skip. Go next. Maybe I'm supposed to use a death card there in case we get a fool. Let's go play the pair of 10s. Okay, I drew a steel card. I should be able to play a pair of queens without winning. And then the next one wins. So it could be high card here, ace. And then what? So I could do gold seal queens. That looks like the line. That's it. Gold seal the queens. All right. Now, Mercury cards. Alright, Celestial Pack, we have a telescope, so give me Mercury up to level 30 pairs. Yep. Could be a burger we don't have room for. Steel Joker, 2.4, we don't have room for. Priestess. Spin the wheel. Maybe. There's Hermie. So, wheel. Foiled again. Oh, I should have made a glass card there. I should have made the glass 10. The money doesn't actually help me. I should have made a glass card. Spin the wheel again. Maybe. I guess that's it then. Go next. Random Joker disabled. 225 on the hologram. Alright. So we can let's do let's discard first. I can play 3 queens. Yeah, start with 3 queens. Get $20. Could be a high card king. Could be high card ace. Am I supposed to keep the 3? think I do keep the 3, right? And throw the 10. All right, now I discard this queen. And I get the glass 3. So, didn't get the polychrome 10. Didn't get the red seal 3. But I guess this is fine. Supernova is plus 66. Ship it. All right. 1,000,000 points. I guess we could have beat the Violet Vessel, maybe. Let's see here. So we did get the blue seals. We started out with, you know, casually getting 1 planet card every couple of rounds or something like that. And then as soon as we got the blue seals, we were able to copy it with death. And then now all of a sudden 2 planet cards every round instead of 1 planet card every couple of rounds. Now instead of 60 chips on the pair, now 400 chips on the pair. So we get the pair levels. We don't need the chips joker. But in the short term, okay, before we get to that point, in the early game, we're looking for maybe some kind of chips joker. We had slide joker for a while. We switched it to just a foil is good enough. At low levels, it could be kind of like a ×2. If you have 60 chips and then plus another 50, that's kind of like a ×2. I would say the main thing that we did, or maybe the main lesson in the opening, is don't take rentals you can't afford. What does it mean, rentals you can't afford? Well, you're looking for some kind of value generation that's going to pay for the rentals. So if you're on the yellow deck, then you start with money in the bank and you can use the interest to pay for the rental, then that's fine. Then you're stable. If you're on the blue deck, you can use the extra hands to pay for the rental. You maybe don't want to do something like rental green joker because then you're playing too many hands and you're not generating that money that you need to build up interest and then get out of debt, right? But maybe something like rental supernova, if you pick it up in the mid game, can be fine. Maybe something like rental half joker in the early game can be fine because you sell it after a couple rounds. Once you're able to survive and stabilize. For this particular run, we said, okay, also on the painted deck with the extra hand size, the first couple rounds are doable without jokers, and so I don't need to take rentals. I can survive without the rentals. And then, you know, find something better or comparable. We did get Supernova, so we were able to start leveling up pairs. Maybe with Supernova we could have played 2 pairs since we are on the painted deck, but the advantage of playing pairs is it's easier to do the gold cards. It's easier to do the blue seals. It's easy enough to do the gold seals. Whatever card you draw, you do want to try to pair that, but maybe it's easier to pair that than it is to get 2 pair, maybe. We did have the opportunity to take a runner in, I think, Ante 3. I think that would have been fine. I think, you know, the blue seal gives you, let's say, the Mercury cards. If you get 1 Mercury card every round, plus 15 chips every round, that's fine, right? So even if your plan is to do pairs, you can still use the runner, especially on the painted deck with the extra hand size. Play 1 straight every round, 15 chips every round. That's the same as a square joker. Play 3 pairs and then 1 straight, 3 pairs and then 1 straight, or maybe 2 straights and then 2 pairs if you're kind of early on. And so, like, that's kind of the drawback of the Supernova is you can't switch back and forth between straights and pairs as easily. But just because it's not as easy doesn't mean it's not worth it. Sometimes you would be willing to trade molt for chips, right? I would be willing, with the Supernova, I would be willing to trade molt for chips and play 2 straights instead of playing 4 pairs or something like that, because there's plenty of other ways to get molt. So we had Abstract Joker, we had Banana, we had Red card, ended up not being great, but part of that was we didn't really need it to be very good. Our booster packs were really good. So Red card was fine, even just plus 30 is fine. The point is to survive the early game, generate as much value as you can, and then in the end game you could do something fancy, maybe. So steel cards, replacing the need for these eternal jokers. On the painted deck, only 4 joker slots is fine, what you need to do is figure out, okay, what is the minimum amount that I need to survive the early game, and then in the end game, how do I score points from my deck instead of having to necessarily rely on my jokers for all of my points. Take care, everyone.